Hey guys, so I was trying to get to a quieter environment to record this, but it is what it is. Oh, it's gonna be a bit noisy, but I am more concerned about um, vehicles passing by playing music because I don't want the video to get a copyright flag. I don't want the video to get flagged. I actually did a recording. I'm trying to change my location, see if there'll be a difference. Um, it turned out I had the phone in my bag and I had my earbuds in, but because I assumed the distance between my earbuds and the phone, it was just like really messy, guys. You could barely hear my voice, and there's a lot of background noise. So I'm like, fuck that, scratch that. And that was like days ago. And I'm just now re recording. Um, so I wanted to talk about several things and I added several other topics to the menu. Well, the menu, to the agenda. Not really new topics per se, but to add on to a couple of topics that I discussed. Now, I want to talk about um, some statements that I made in earlier videos. Now, I do not reject any statement that was made. I do not feel bad for anything that I said whatsoever in any of these videos, in any of the videos prior to this one, and what I'm gonna say in this one. Okay. Um, the thing is with me, sometimes, well, most of the time, I say things and they come off really harsh and hurtful. But there are some truths that are meant to be said in such a manner because of the individuals involved and the people who I know are listening, the personality I know they possess. Some people, you're required to talk to them in a passive tone, some an assertive assertive tone, and some there is a need for an aggressive tone. There's some people you talk to using gentle words, and some people you talk to using harsh words because they are very delusional, and it's like a bitch wake up call. It's a part of being an Ahilka empath. I I can make you laugh your pants off, laugh to the point that you piss yourself up or shit yourself up, depending on if your bowels are very active and sensitive or it is your bladder or both. Okay. As well as I could piss you the fuck off to the point in which you just hate my guts even before meeting me even prior to meeting me in the 3D. Okay. So I'm trying to remember some of the things that I spoke about in the video that I had to scratch, the recording I had to scratch. I've been saying that this 12-year cycle on several accounts, several platforms, is not conducive for uh, pregnancy, giving birth. We don't give a fuck what the governments of the world want to say about the birth rate being detrimentally low. What the fuck do they call it detrimental? Let me just say this. Once they make the economy suitable for child rearing, then they can tell woman to get knocked the fuck up. Until then, they should shut the fuck up. Period. Okay? Um, Other businesses. Horrible time to get pregnant. A Shay. That was a notification, a confirmation. Horrible time to start new relationships, whether friendships, marriages, blah, 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 situationships. Horrible time, even more of a horrible time to get married. And I don't know why I'm hearing clear audiently horrible time to get divorced. That's horrible, right? I never heard that one before, but that just clear audiently dropped into my spirit. I'm glad that my divorce was finalized before this 12-year cycle began. So, the separation and the divorce, like my life is literally divine timing personified. Like everything happens in my life in divine order. Even my son's birthdays and birth months like are in divine order with mine. It's just like, and their dads. And it's like when I think about it, I'm like, spirit, this is just like just too much for this 3D body to absorb and comprehend. I mean, like my spirit gets it, but it's driving the 3D mind and 3D body crazy, because, social conditioning taught us that shit like alignment and stuff like that are coincidences, and which, coincidences basically the definition is there is no real meaning to them. There is no in-depth meaning to them. They just randomly happen. But synchronicity, which is what alignment really is, okay? When shit is synchronistic, they align. It's pretty much divine order. Even if it seems chaotic in some sense, it is divinity, divine order. Okay? And we all learn. So it's like the case of like the Matrix. You take the blue pill or the red pill. I forget. I don't remember which color is the real world and which is the Matrix. But whatever, let's not focus on color here because you're just going to get lost in the sauce and miss the whole point of the message. But it's like, um, because some people they don't want to allow their 3D bodies to undergo any form of uh, death or rebirth. They refuse to accept the real world for what it is, and they choose the pill that keeps them stuck in the matrix and brainwashes them. And then everything was just like a dream. The real world didn't happen. The real world is actually the matrix. But for those of us who we are holders of the light, the true illuminates, the Illuminati, we are passionate about the truth. There's nothing that fulfills us more than the truth, even though it hurts. Even if it hurts and stings like a motherfucker, there's nothing as satisfying to us as the truth. And guess what? We will take that pill that will keep us in the real world because because it's the truth, and there ain't nothing to us better than the truth. As painful as that shit is, we do not believe ignorance is bliss. Ignorant Ignorance is pitiful. That shit is depressing and sad. When you look at ignorant motherfuckers, you can't help but feel sad for them motherfuckers and feel pity for them because they're in darkness, you know? And they think that everything is all right and everything's like peaches and cream. But motherfucker, there ain't nothing good about being in darkness, because eventually you will have to face the light. The only thing that uh, them different pills do, they they dictate how soon enough you see the light. But you will, if we all have to see the light at some point. And you can either choose to see the light before the end, because like if you wait until the end, you may spiritually undergo a heart attack, and that gonna be worse than a physical heart attack. Or you could just see the light from now and process shit, cope, and just yeah, just deal with shit. So, and by the time the end comes, you chill, you good. Confirmation again. Messages. Okay, so I was saying it's not a good time to procreate. Don't care what nobody want to say. Say I've been saying this for years. Okay. Um, the fifth house is in Scorpio, and no offense to my Scorpios, Scorpio is not an adorable sign. It's just not. I don't want to say it's the ugliest, because I don't think it's the ugliest, but it's not the cutest. It's not cute. Period. And if you come across a Scorpio that's cute or attractive in some way, shape, or form, one, it could be they have you under that scorpionic charm. It's like a vampirish kind of energy that puts you into a trance, an illusion, into thinking that they are actually fine and they're not. Like they're an illusion that makes you think that they are fine as hell and they're not. Or I don't think there should be an and right there. Or they are actually fine because they have aspects in their natal charts that counteracts that hideous appearance of Scorpios, especially when Scorpios or someone born during the year of the goat, Chinese year goat, especially when they, for the woman particularly, give birth. Uh, their nature is transformed. They lose their beauty. This happens for women with sun in Scorpio, or a woman born during the year of the goat. Again, I'm going to say not every one of them, okay? Some of them may not experience this because they have natal aspects that counteracts and overpowers that nature of being a Scorpio. Okay, but for the most part, that's what happens to Scorpio women after they give birth, after pregnancy. Even if they suffer a miscarriage, they're still affected by pregnancy in a negative way. And we are pretty much say we are going through, okay, so we have 12 months in the year, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I don't want to put it like that. It's going to be confusing. So the fifth house is in Scorpio. So it's like this whole 12-year cycle is Sun in Scorpio. Okay? Especially this fifth year, which is 2024. The fifth year is in Scorpio. It's like Sun in Scorpio. I'm not saying specifically this year, babies born this year or babies conceived this year. Um, I don't want to say babies conceived this year. More like, well, yeah, some babies born this year, and most definitely babies born this year. Because I can say babies conceived last year, because some babies were conceived last year and were born last year. But for a fact, babies born this year And I have seen it in several babies. And again, this isn't going to be for every baby, but the majority of them are hideous. And I don't care what you want to say. Okay? Um, so that's one thing. The second thing is they are majority of them. Okay? You're not going to find the whole fucking lot, but the majority and majority rules. Majority of them are being born with some physical, mental, and or psychological disability. I have noticed this specifically in celebrity babies, and it makes me wonder about the other babies born out there who I don't know about because I don't fucking interact with motherfuckers. Okay, just what I see on the media. And this isn't to make their moms feel bad or to taunt these kids or whatever. It's just astrological. I'm trying to show you that what I've been saying from Wapikil Philip is true. That this 12-year cycle is not a cycle conducive specifically this year for giving birth. Okay? And the sooner people try to understand astrology and accept it and try to apply the knowledge that it is to their lives, the better off our lives will be. Because we will be able to then align ourselves with the universal frequencies and make better choices, better decisions. I, before I go into why Rihanna hates Jamaicans, because there is this smear campaign that she has launched against Jamaicans silently, secretly. And I've said this before that Sun in Pisces is not the same as Moon in Pisces, and Moon and Sun in Pisces are not the same as Pisces ascendant or Pisces rising. The placements of these signs bring about different features, attributes, and aspects of these signs. Okay? Which is why I always not like when I hear readers do readings and say, okay, this reading is for a Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're not the same. I get it why they do that, especially if they separate like at the end oracle messages like for the different placements, but we're not the same. No, neither is a North Node in Pisces. We're not the fucking same. Because a North Node in Pisces would be a sun in Earth. Okay, that would be a sun in Taurus. Okay, a sun in Pisces is a sun in Pisces. A moon in Pisces is a sun in Aries. And a Pisces rising is a sun in Cancer. So there are four different placements, different, bearing different energies. Okay. Also, what I wanted to talk about, I also wanted to talk about um, so I saw like some pictures, yeah, of so I saw some pictures of um Beyonce advertising her everything's like adding up. These people know that their time is ended, and they're trying to save as much money as possible. Rihanna is no exception, which is why she launched her makeup line, her fashion line, them fragrances and stuff like that. Let me tell you something. Like Diddy has been blackmailing these motherfuckers for years. And that's why I be telling people it don't matter, even if you see someone's supposed net worth to be a certain amount of money, they don't got all that money. All that money's tied up in assets and possessions and stuff. And plus, they be making millions from music, concerts, their other business ventures, but do you know their expenses? Because a lot of them had been paying Diddy large sums of money so that he would not uh, air their the videos that he has of them, including Rihanna, which is why she had to get with that Arab dude and got porty pottied. And now we thinking back now, who really released that Kim Kardashian Ray J video, porn video? Now that sounds like something that Diddy did, and that could have been something to, I don't know, maybe her family was not willing to pay him to keep it under hush a hush. Maybe I mean, she blew up from it, but also, it made the rest of them motherfuckers, scared as fuck. Like, damn, he did that to her. He'll do that to us too. Not that she was a big name then, but I'm just saying, the mere fact that he did that, meaning a motherfucker serious about releasing shit, and nobody even knowing that he was a motherfucker who released that shit. Anyways, eventually shit adds up. So yeah, and I am here. I am like seeing that vision that I had of Rihanna at a beach here in Jamaica, in the water. She was this very dark skinned though, and it was like people knew she was Rihanna, but nobody gave a fuck. And it's like more and more you realize what certain dreams meant. So it's like that dream to me is like it meant like um she's gonna fall from grace. And now with everything that's going on with Diddy and what is about to take place, let's just say it's already taking place. Okay, let's speak it into being. Jay Z, Beyonce, Rihanna, and the whole lot of them, they are falling from grace. And that's why I mean, like Beyonce was like more focused on making money doing concerts and stuff like that. She loves to perform. Shay, another notification confirmation. She loves to perform. She loves attention. She's a Leo rising. I think a Leo moon or a Leo rising or both. So she loves that shit. And even though she's an earth sign, but she loves that shit. She loves to perform. She loves the attention. She loves shaking her bomb bomb, blah blah blah. The whole business part was just never her thing. It was more like performing. That was her thing. Rihanna, we know she's not a great performer. She's not an excellent singer. She's not an excellent dancer. She's not an excellent pretender. That's why she likes to sit back and do shit behind the scenes. And if you're not spiritual, you don't even realize that she's doing that shit. And you could be spiritual, but if the spirits don't show that shit to you, you still don't know that that bitch is the one be doing certain shit. So, um, it's a powerful full moon that just passed. Moon in Aries. Rihanna is a moon in Aries. Like she secretly spies and watches. That's equated to a sun in Taurus. Very creepy. That's what social media apps they do. You think they're not watching you? They are. They secretly spy on everybody's, personal shit. These emails, these email apps, these, social media apps, all of these motherfuckers. And that's what they do. They secretly watch and manipulate uh, events to their um, uh, own pleasure and liking. And that's what she does, manipulates justice, you know. But these motherfuckers, they take a time. It takes some time for them to face their karma, but they always eventually do. And like I've been telling you guys for the longest while, the longer it takes for you to face your karma, the greater it is, good or bad. Okay, so you will eventually you're gonna have to, no matter how Saturn loved you. Like, the greatest scolding that the worst scolding you can ever get, that's from somebody who loves you. When they keep warning you and talking to you and disciplining you over and over again, stop doing that shit. And you still do that shit and you take advantage of the favor that they have for you. Do you know once they cut you the fuck off, that's literally it for you? There's no redemption for you. You're done for. You know that. You just eventually, what's gonna happen to you, and I heard this in a reading that another intuitive did. You gonna become suicidal because then your karma is gonna be too much, way more than you can bear, and you are gonna become suicidal. Um, what else did I want to say? So let's talk about her hate for Jamaicans. I mentioned that years ago, further down on my page, okay, on this account, and I'm gonna go a little in depth. Okay, so I bashed my island a lot of times. I bashed my country a lot of times, but there are reasons. I believe I was justified in a lot of them bashing and stuff and thing and but nowhere is perfect. I remember talking to this vendor, and he asked me, where I'm from, if I've ever traveled before. I said no. He was like, he was of a different persuasion because of not just the way I spoke, but my whole demeanor, how I walked, how I carried myself, blah blah blah. He assumed that I traveled before. I'm like, no, I'm fearful of heights and certain other fears that I have that I don't. That makes me feel like I don't think I'll even ever travel, physically travel in an airplane. And I spoke about the whole Aaliyah experience, and I'm me being a medium and stuff like that. Like a host for spirits and stuff. Medium. I think I'm filled with hers, so I don't think I can possess anybody else or be possessed by anyone else. But well, I don't. The right way is to say I don't think I can be possessed by anybody else. But I think, because of that, I have a strong fear for traveling in planes, in aircraft. I'm so caught up and fearful of going in an aircraft, an airplane, and it crashing. I think about that a lot every time I think about traveling in airplanes. And I'm not gonna go on a ship because even if you are the best swimmer, you can still fucking drown. When you're surrounded by vast water out there in the deep, in the case of a shipwreck, um, no matter how well you can swim, you will fucking drown. So I'm like, no, I'm not sailing either. So I pretty much allowed myself to feel contented where I'm at. Because the truth is, Jamaica is like a little paradise. I mean, there are a lot of toxic shit that be going on. But hey, like I told that fella, nowhere is perfect, right? Okay, so um, let's talk a little about Jay Z too. One of the reasons why he signed Rihanna to Rock Nation, he himself has a writ against Jamaicans. Okay, a lot of people do. A lot of people from other Caribbean islands, from even first world countries, they wish they were born on this paradise, this island that seems to be so filled, that is filled with so many talented, inspiring, lively, you know, awesome people. It's like, for me, I don't watch foreign comedy. I don't watch foreign comedy. I watch local comedy. Like, I just watch two genres: local comedy or local action films like Shotters, Third World Cop, blah, 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 Countrymen and stuff like that, Rockets and stuff like that, you know, and, local comedy like Oliver Samuels, Valerie Johnson, and the rest of them, you know. And but outside of that, my favorite genre, which would be international, is horror. Okay, so horror films. So when it comes to outside of horror films, it's just strictly Jamaican films that I watch, because for me, there's no other culture that can make me laugh as hard and authentically and genuinely as my own fucking people. Okay? So that's why. I mean, I'm not the only one who says this. Like, other Jamaicans say it, that Jamaica is not a real place. And I remember on another channel that I operate, and I think I spoke briefly about this on other accounts, other platforms, I think, about the different types of karma. So you got geographical karma, karma. This is like karma based off of where you're from geographically in the world. Okay, so you find that you're from a certain place, you were born in a certain place, um, you acquire a certain karma due to being born, or due to having been born in that place. Okay, so I feel like it has to do with numerology, synchronicities, longitude, and latitude, and stuff like that. Okay, so longitude and latitude and stuff like that, I think has a lot to do with our karma, the geographical location of Jamaica, and and so it is with everywhere else. I mean, like, Jamaica has its problem. I mean, I know that Jamaica has its problems and blah 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 blah, but like, you don't find motherfucking serial killers in this bitch. You don't. You find serial killers in these first world countries, in America and England and all that shit. Like, a motherfucker will just see you. A motherfucker don't know shit about you. A motherfucker just just suddenly gets the mind to just fuck you up and kill you. And that's satisfaction for a motherfucker. Okay? And people don't talk about shit like that. So we don't got that here in Jamaica. Yes, there is violence here nonetheless, but at least you don't have to worry about going out there and getting fucked up by a complete stranger. Okay, it has it gotta be by somebody who you got beef with, whether years ago or just the other day or just fucking today. Okay, so okay. Jamaica is a phenomenal place. Let me just, yeah, I'm done bashing my country now. Let me just say, Jamaica is phenomenal. Wally Cross is there, but you know, where the fuck you ain't gonna find crosses, people? Trail on crosses, you know where? It's Saturn. It's life lessons. The harshness of living in this dense 3D reality. Um. So, what else did I want to say? When you think about, oh, I was gonna touch on Jay Z. So, them rumors about Sean Paul and Beyonce and Jay Z. That song that she did with Sean Paul, Baby Boy, was just really good. And it was recently that I actually really got to know the lyrics to the song, the lyrics of the song. I'm like, wow, I did not know that this is what she said in the song. That this is what he said in the song. I'm like, damn. It made me see the song from a completely different perspective, a much better perspective. And yet they had never performed that song together live. I think maybe if they even did, it was once, and that's because Jay Z was uh, uh, inferior towards Sean Paul. Okay. And well, we know Jamaicans are very influential, and it's so strange that such a small island like Jamaica is so impactful, is so influential in this, compared to the world. It's not the world ain't that big, but Jamaica compared to the world is just like a needle in a haystack. And the fact that our people influences the world so majorly, it's just, mind-boggling at times. Um, so yeah, we look about with Talawa. So that just, cements that and confirms that second motto of ours. Of course, our primary motto is out of many one people. You can't say Jamaican people are African people. You can't say we're of African descent only, and just don't label us in the sense of ethnicity wise. Just don't try. You're gonna sound dumb as fuck, because Jamaicans are out of many one people, as in out of many different races. We are an amalgamation of whole all the fucking races in the world, even Arab. We got Arab Jamaicans. We got Jamaicans that are mixed with Indians. I mean, born Jamaicans, not neutralized Jamaicans. Chinese Jamaicans mixed. I got Chinese in my family on my father's side. His mother's grandfather or father, I think, was Chinese. Okay, so we are fucking mixed, and it explains to me my almond eyes, because I was like, no man, I gotta have some Chinese in my family, because some Asian in my family, because I mean my eyes, for me, it seems more Japanese, because like for me, Japanese is like a crossbreed of Chinese and Caucasian, you know. But because they have fuller lips and straighter faces, which I have a straight face, and stuff like that. Jamaican sometimes will see a Japanese and say Chinese, because we do have Japanese ancestry, just the same as Chinese. You know, the Indians, the Chinese, they came as indentured laborers. You know, and there are Japanese here. They didn't say about the Japanese coming as indentured laborers, but there are Japanese ancestors, okay? Not to mention Caucasian ancestors. So when you just look at it all, Jamaica is out of many one people, where we are the whole world smacked in a little tin, this little island called Jamaica. So you look at us, we all look fucking different, but you know us by our accent some of the times because I do speak patois a lot of times. It depends on the situation, the social uh, uh, circumstances, and I don't know. I have no control over it. I speak it whenever the spirit bids me to. I have no fucking control. I'm like a ghost in a machine, and I'm programmed to do things at a certain time. Okay? When I speak patois, when out of force, it just sounds weird. And when I speak standard English, when forced, it sounds fucking weird just the same. It just has to. It's just I'm a mixture of both and all that shit. But when you look, look at our culture. I mean, like even the artists, the people that we produce. Like Jamaica is a very gifted island, filled with people who are very talented painters, dancers, musicians. You know, I mean, like I could go on and I just it's a long fucking list. It's just uh herbalist. Um, Spiritualists. You got spiritual, a lot of spiritualists here who are just really high vibrational. I'm telling you, and it's just artistic people. Create fashion and designs and stuff like that. It just goes on and on. And bags, hats, shoes, jewelry. It's just cuisine, food. Even our food is just off the charts. And that whole Netta thing, blah blah blah. I don't really not gonna feed into it because that she was it, whatever it is, male or female. I don't know what the fuck it is, to be honest. And I'm not interested in finding if it is a transmission as to what Shalam would call them. I'm not gonna look into that. I really don't care. It's not that important. But that's what I mean to say. Jamaica's reputation is under attack, and I know who's behind it, and it's Rihanna, and that's that. She don't like her ass, and that's one of the main reasons Jay Z signed her to. They knew that their time was gonna be up, and they couldn't hold Vibes Cartel, and they tried to make a plea deal with them. He didn't take his smart man, because he knew something that they didn't know that he knew. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Um. Maybe if they had come like at the beginning of the whole shenanigan, maybe he would have agreed. But they allowed years to pass because they were just spiteful and ended up spiting their own goddamn selves. So you see why spite does produce the worst karma, because when you think that you're spiting someone, you only spite and suffer yourself, and you get the shitty end of the stick like they are now. So it don't make sense you do wicked shit. Just do what's right, because we hear in the stories, and the stories are true. In the end, the good always overcomes and triumphs over the wicked. And when you a wicked ass motherfucker, that's the fucking thing. You stuck in an illusion as whether or not you are you are fucking up your own self, and you are manipulating your own self into thinking that you are on the good side. Once you admit that because deep down inside, you know that you're not on the good side. Once you admit that you ain't on the good side, you will make a conscious decision to stop the fuckery. Yes, you gonna still face judgment and karma, but it's best that you face it like a G. You don't want it to catch up with you and pin you to the fucking floor and have you like a bitch. Stand up and accept that shit and face that shit like a G. Go down with at least an ounce of dignity, you know? So he was trying to make her this big thing, bigger than Bob Marley, bigger than anything that Jamaica has ever produced. And her country, they lauded her, they praised her, and that they gave her, medals of recognition and shit, and named street after her, blah blah blah. And her country, because they uh agreed to a lot of the shit that she did, and made her uh a foundation in their history, subconsciously are part are gonna suffer with her in her karmic debt. And that is straight from spirit. That's no joke. And that's why you got to be careful of these people that you be awarding and sending out there to be ambassadors and representatives of your country, right? Because once her reputation starts going down and everybody knows that she's a porta potty, she fucked to get where she is, she's a nasty asshole, she's this, she's jealous, she hates Jamaicans, she's been competing against Jamaicans, blah, blah, blah. Um, Her country's gonna look like shit. Nobody gonna want to be associated with her country, the country that she came from, the country she's an ambassador of. Nobody. Especially if she chooses to run in office or to get involved in politics, the politics there, which she basically already is. That's just gonna make shit worse for the country. Like the people are just gonna like, we don't want you here anymore, which I guess that's why I saw her vacationing in Jamaica. The people are gonna like especially the people who didn't like her from the get go are gonna be like, we know you weren't shit, bitch. You just make our country look bad. Get the fuck out of our country. And the people who were so, and the ones who are so open and warm and friendly to her are gonna look at her in disdain and disgust and with disrespect. She's not gonna feel comfortable there, and she is going to hide from her own country, the country that she pretends to love, only because she's trying to project that energy that Jamaicans project, that energy of patriotism, okay? That energy of being patriotic. She's gonna try, she's been, because that's what Pisces do. They project, they pretend to be who they're not, and project their own energies and insecurities, Sun in Pisces that is, onto other people's egos. That's what they do. And I'm telling you. Okay? So that was the main reason. Jay-Z wanted a competition from the Caribbean island for Jamaica, and she's not. Because she's still not on Bob Marley's level. She's still not on none of our great people's level. You got Grace Jones. I could go on, and none of our people had to bow. None of our people, and let me tell you, I know that she's been listening, and don't be surprised to start hearing all kinds of shady shit about people, like fundamental people of the Jamaican culture, all of a sudden. Made up shit, might I add. Okay? That are gonna seem so legit because, like I said, she has to try to keep that illusion. She might wait some time before she does that because guess why? I just said she gonna do it. As well as she just might just do it just the same because she has no self control. The higher the monkey climbs, the more I'm get exposed. And she's a Sag rising or an Aries rising in the deacon of Sag. That makes her a monkey. Okay. So, let me just say this. Hmm. The kids also look like monkeys. I'm just saying, guys. It sounds really harsh, but it is what it is. That bitch is a wicked ass bitch. And she deserves me saying every horrible thing that I say to her and her spawns from the pit of hell, just as I said, so saith the spirits. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if anybody follows me as long as I say what the fuck I want. I know there are gonna be some who sees through the bullshit just like I do and who are plain and blunt and truth tellers and stand up for the truth just as I do. And even if that is just five motherfuckers, or two or one motherfucker stand with me, I don't give a fuck. Because listen, I'm not for the fakes. I'm not for the shows. I'm not for having, I'm not about having thousands or millions of subscribers and followers and being a slave to all them motherfuckers. Always walking like I'm walking on fucking eggshell. Oh, I gotta be careful not to say this because I don't want to lose one subscriber, much more over 10, more over 1,000, more over 1,000,000. Fuck that shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't give two fucks. I feel so nice and liberated saying what spirit wants me to say and what I want to fucking say. And nobody dictating me or being the boss of what the fuck I say. That is just a fucking beautiful feeling. I don't know who the fuck don't want to feel like that. So I was like scrolling on TikTok the other day, and there were some other people that I didn't even know they were Jamaicans. You know, I'm like, fuck. I suspected, but like I wasn't sure. I'm like, damn. Like Spirit be just like showing me, like, see, you are great motherfucking people. Let's not forget that the best, one of the greatest supermodels in the world, and the greatest Afro mixed, African mixed, because I'm not gonna say African British or what the fuck you. No, African mixed. Okay, the greatest melanated supermodel in the world, Naomi Campbell. Her mother is Jamaican born. She's half Jamaican. Where else do I go? You got Bob Marley, and the Wailers. You got um, Gregory Isaacs, Barry Salmon. We got the best music in the Caribbean. No shade to the other Caribbean islands. I don't know what the fuck y'all do. Okay. Because we created dancehall and we created reggae. And fuck them hateful motherfuckers be talking about reggae come from Africa and dancehall come. Oh no goddamn shit. Fuck is this? Now that reggae and dancehall being internationally accepted, you motherfuckers wanna come and claim right to that shit? Go and suck your dicks. Please. Learn the art of sucking your own cocks. Because no doubt these are coming from the soul shenanigan. It's coming from narcissistic niggas. Learn the art of sucking your own dicks. Because that's basically all you're fucking good at. Okay? So, Um, I'm not a fan of soca music. The frequency is just off. It's just chaotic to me. I guess maybe like modern day soca isn't that bad, but it's just still off for me. Like meat that's rancid or touched. We call it here in Jamaica. That's not really good. It's just very chaotic and mixed up and confusing. There's this one soca artist I used to listen to. I think she's Bayesian. She's from Barbados, Alison Ines. I love that woman. She's the only soca artist I would listen to. I want a man come and ride me with him. I want a man. The only one. Only one. You know? Um, and that's that. There's this guy, Marshall Montana, something like that. I don't really think he's that bad, but I just still prefer. I'm more of an Alison Ines fan. I like her fire and her flow, and she's just got that dancehall vibes to her. You know, as a soca artist, I feel like she's heavily influenced by dancehall. I feel like she really loves dancehall music because she incorporates that in the soca. You know, but pretty much there's nothing else other than Alton Hines that the other Caribbean islands have to offer. When people think about the Caribbean, there is literally one country that comes to mind, and that's Jamaica. Jay Z and Rihanna tried to change that narrative by trying to highlight Barbados, but even though, despite of, Jamaica is still the number one Caribbean destination, is still the number one Caribbean island. When you look at, there's this group that's on TikTok called Caribbean something another, like Caribbean gossip and shit. When you look at majority of them videos, 99 percentage of them videos that are posted on that shit that's supposed to be about Caribbean shit that be going down in with Caribbean influencers and musicians and celebrities. It's just 99 percentage of that are Jamaican videos and posts. They're hilarious and funny as fuck, but 99 percentage of them are Jamaican. It's like, are there any other fucking Caribbean islands? And don't be telling me that, oh, the other Caribbean islands are just well behaved. No, they just fucking boring as fuck. That's what it is. Because they're bad man everywhere, drama they everywhere, but they don't got the flavor that Jamaicans got or thing. You don't want a Jamaican to cuss your ass out. As illiterate as they may be, then we done you. As intellectual as you may seem to be, then we done your ass. And when they done tell about you, you then think and the world would then think to them know about you. I when they don't know shit about you. Yeah. Delusional, but funny and entertaining. And that's why 99 percentage of the contents on that page is just purely Jamaican context, mostly Jamaican context. The coppers are passing through. I like that. They pass through very often in this place. I like that. Don't have much uh confidence in the police force, but I still do feel safe and comfortable when I see them passing through like a community. Okay, and bright as blue lights, yeah, making me feel dizzy as fuck. Anyways, so she did bring a little highlight to her island, but it was just like it moved from zero point 0.1 to zero point 0.2. Like, still, when people think about the Caribbean, Jamaica is the first country, and for some, the only country that comes to mind, regardless of, you know, there being a Rihanna. That don't mean shit to them. So I guess she's not that big after all. When you think about Gregory Isaac, you think about Janine, you think about, I'm doing present and past, musicians, Coffee. You think about Vibes Cartel, World Boss, like everyone. That man literally up the sales of clocks. An international company that existed prior to that man's existence. Yeah, and that's why he's not repping Clark's anymore. And I told y'all that, but that video got a copyright flag, but whatever. Because there's some music playing in the background from vehicles passing. But you know, I told y'all that their sales are gonna drop. They're gonna have to eventually drop that popcorn line, and probably offer Vibes Cartel a deal or something, or try to do it alongside Popcorn. I don't think he's gonna wanna do it alongside Popcorn. I know he's not gonna want that. Eventually they're gonna either have to drop the Popcorn line, because their World Boss has way more fans than Popcorn. Um, um, or drop Popcorn's line and pay Vibes Cartel a whole buttload of money, like millions of pounds, millions of pounds, if they want to get their sales back up for Vibes Cartel to rep Cox again. But if not, they are going to lose a lot of sales, because a lot of people are very, very. He doesn't have anybody under a trance. Everybody has their influence. Some people, yeah, they do voodoo black magic to have that charismatic energy that influences people to do shit. But he's not one of those people. It's his natural energy as a Capricorn, as an Earth sign, and um, he's the big boss. He's the last of the Earth signs. Big boss, El Capitan. Pay him his fucking money, or you gonna lose, because he made your fucking company millions, millions, millions of pounds in revenue. He had not just almost the entire Jamaica, from school kids to grown motherfuckers to old motherfuckers, but the rest of the fucking world wearing clocks because world boss said clocks. You feel what I'm trying to say? That's money. That's a, that's the biggest endorsement. Okay, and you never saw him in a pair of Clarks. You never hear him rep it. What did he say in the man of the match with his son? With that video, that song that he did with his sons, his two sons, um little Addy and little Vibes. I told y'all motherfuckers that he's done with them until they do him right, do right by him. He's done with them, and they gonna lose. I told you. So he knows the power and the influence he has, and that's why them motherfuckers couldn't come, especially at the time when they did, you know, and get him to sell his fucking soul. Fuck them. And they were behind the prison poisoning that motherfucker. Because let me tell you something, you get sent to prison, they do uh they don't always do it, but they're privy to uh um uh you're getting you checked up, knowing what ailments you got, what ailments you are liable to develop, and they play on that shit. So they knew that he was susceptible to Graves' disease, okay, which is affected heavily by thyroid glands, and they played on that shit. They played on that shit. They gave him too much of what he shouldn't have, or too little of what he he needed. Okay, and they manipulated that. I'm getting that heavily in my spirit. And them motherfuckers had a lot to do with it. They wanted to kill him. And he was willing to die rather than bow. That's our fucking earth sign is. We don't fucking bow. We don't bow. Especially somebody who's confident and sure of themselves, who is the goat. You don't ask the goat to bow. You bow to the goat. It's the same shit they try with Nicki Minaj. Fuck that shit. The same shit they try with me. Fuck that shit. You don't ask great motherfuckers to bow. You bow to great motherfuckers. You don't write your own songs. Your songs are shitty. You name your company off of a fucking motherfucker who died from AIDS. A fucking homosexual. No offense to homosexuals who died from AIDS. Motherfucker. And then you're talking about you rep the black community. Get the fuck up out of this shit. You never named the company after your own fucking self. You named it after a nigga. A nigga. No stigmatizing to people with AIDS, HIV, or homosexuals. But I'm just saying, it's the irony of the fuck of it all. The way they project themselves earlier, like they got a table full of niggas and they got a table full of broads. That's in the song. Paraphrasing. Run the town, this town tonight. So they acting like they straight niggas. Why you straight niggas? You not straight, motherfucker. You named your company after a gay motherfucker who died from AIDS. Nothing wrong with gay motherfuckers if they're not pedophiles and rapists, you know. But you contradict your fucking self. And even if you didn't write that song, why the fuck did you sing that song if you don't agree with the fuck the song is saying? You know? So, yeah. I think I said it in a previous video that she was trying to prove me wrong that she can have kids. Dabbled in some black magic. That's why said them two babies are the spawn of the devil. They are the they are those babies are the devil's kids. Okay, they're I want to say a figment of your imagination. They're from a horrible place. Okay, and that was just so that she could prove that she can get pregnant. And look how hideous the kids are, because at one, he has horrible natal aspects. That's one. Two, the time in which she conceived to have them kids, right? And ultimately the time they were born. So they weren't conceived under good energies, not with good intentions, and they were not born under good energies. And they did not come from good energy sources, and therefore the ugly prints out on their faces. And I don't know. People used to say Blue Ivy was ugly, but I mean, like I know that Beyonce obviously did surgery on her nose to make it look slimmer, because like Beyonce had like beak like a slightly beak like nose, and she did surgery to make it look Caucasian, straight, and slim. And she did the same to Blue Ivy's nose, so that her nose would look like hers. So she said, "Oh, she got her nose from her." And then be talking about, which we know she don't write her songs, but don't sing what you don't fucking mean. But you like your babies with Jackson 5 nostrils. Jackson 5 nostrils, like guys, I told you what that really meant. A lot of people think that is the original nose they were born with, that broad fucking nose. No, she means the plastic surgery, because all their motherfuckers did plastic surgery on their nose. All of them did plastic surgery on their noses, and that's the fucking Jackson 5 nose she talking about, the plastic surgery nose. You see the fucking uh trick in that song. You gotta pay more attention. Cause like maybe the songwriter meant different, but she interpreted it differently. Or I don't know. But that's the fuck what she means. Period. That. So so that's that. But we be seeing a lot of these celebrities. Like the only, I guess say Sierra got really good genes. all them babies that that bitch pushed out, fine as fucking hell. Especially that last one, coyote. That woman got good pussy, good genes. I ain't asking you, good genes. And who else? I know Russell ain't leaving her no time soon. And I'm telling you that. And I hope they don't break up. And who else? Tiana Taylor. She got beautiful daughters. Her kids are cute and beautiful. Um, but like I don't know what age the younger one is, if the younger one was born prior to 2020. But I know that Sarah recently had that cute little baby girl, and there are other people who's had kids since 2020, and their kids are beautiful. But in terms of like celebrity, majority of these celebrities, their babies are hideous. Paris Hilton, she had a baby, hideous as fuck. Both of Rihanna's kids that she had after 2020, hideous as fuck. And I don't want to put Christian Rock, but something's wrong with that kid. Psychologically, mentally, physically. Uh, yeah, he's not bad looking, but his looks are a bit off, and a telltale sign of some malformation, handicap, or something like that. I mentioned Haley. What's her name again? Haley. What's her last name again? I don't remember. Haley, that chick. That was with that dumb nigga DDG whatever. Um, they may come and make it seem like they didn't really break up. There are a lot of motherfuckers behind the scenes that are trying to make my predictions seem as though they're not real, and they're trying to like put up facades and shit like that. But once the high priestess tell you something, you hold on to that and believe that shit. If it ain't today, it's tomorrow or next week. And the more the motherfuckers try to pretend and cover up that shit, it's just gonna be worse for them. Like it ain't gonna work out with them. Whether it was just this one was just a PR stunt, they are eventually gonna break up, and that's that. It ain't gonna work. Like you can just tell when shit ain't gonna work. You can tell. You can just fucking tell. But I think a lot of these bitches are in their feelings. They think that they're all that. And they just think that these niggas get with them because they're quote unquote all that. They don't try to take themselves out of the box and try to look at the situation externally and within reason. They don't do that shit. They say, oh, they the bomb, they the hit thing right now, and this thing ain't gonna leave them. Bitch, you tripping your fucking ass self. Okay? And it's the same thing with Rihanna and that nigga ASAP. That nigga just waiting until he done crave enough money and done got enough clout. Okay, and if he sees a certain time reaches and he ain't getting as much clout as he wants, he gonna just cut with the enough money that he wants. Okay? But that nigga don't love her. I mean, like, it's so sad that these bitches just cannot see that these men are just with them for their money and, attention. He's like the biggest attention whore in the industry, like, right fucking now. That I could just pretty much pinpoint, you know? And so that's one fucking thing. And he's living off of a woman. He's living off a woman. I don't think any woman should be with a man who earns less money than she does. I don't know. You may beg to differ, and I may not be right 100%, but that's my perspective. And I mean, I just want to have enough to take care of myself and my sons. I'm not aspiring for trillions or billions of dollars because at the end of the day, I'm not going to be able to spend all of that. I'm not going to take all of that with me into my grave. Well, of course, I can help people, but I'm not gonna stress myself to acquire. If it comes, it comes, and I help whichever motherfucker spirit lays on my spirit to help. But I'm not gonna chase all that down because I won't be able to spend all of that, and I can't take none of that with me to the grave or the underworld or wherever the spiritual realm. And I ain't gonna be some nigga's sugar mama. I'm not gonna be a bait line right there for some nigga to come and try to swindle cash from. No fucking way. It's really, I feel sad for a woman like them, like the quote unquote successful woman, because then they never know if a nigga really loves them for them, or if he's just with them for their money, or what they do for work, or because they're famous. I mean, like when you a what they say a regular plain Jane, which I ain't no regular plain Jane, but I'm also not physical wealthy at the moment. I mean, like it's just easier to tell when a man really digs me and he's really in love with me because I don't got money to offer him. I don't have clout or fame to offer him, you know. And the mere fact that he wants to spend time with me and be with me and make me happy, take me on dates and stuff like that, you know, he definitely wants me and wants to be my presence. It's not what because I buy him shit or give him shit or, because I'm famous and people are going to say, oh, he's with Queen C and so, you know? So I genuinely feel sorry for those bitches because, it's like right now it's too late for them to find a real, genuine, authentic friends and real, genuine, authentic love. I mean, like, they should have and already done found them shit prior to the fame and fortune. And if they didn't, just forget about that shit and let your money be your lover and friend. Because everybody, most likely 99.99 percentage of the motherfuckers who come after the fame are just there for the fame and the money. So you still all alone because money and the fame goes, they're gonna bleed you for all your worth, and once it's gone, then you know they're fucking gone. There is my neighbor standing outside. I don't know if he's on his phone, but I hope he's on his fucking phone because then I don't want him to think I'm talking to myself. I'm actually talking. I'm actually recording to upload this shit on my channel. Anyways, over an hour shit. I'm trying to remember if there's something else that I wanted to mention before I close off this recording. So I spoke about that. Oh yeah, I was supposed to go over some great Jamaican people who I'm so proud of because of the good, influence that they've left, the good name that they've left. Jamaica. You got. I don't know why I want to start off with Marilyn Audie. She's an athlete, and then you got Diana King, singer. Grace Jones, fashion icon and performer, singer, and not I. What I love is my Jamaican people. We're so truth and genuine to our roots, and we're not desperate for attention. At least not the earlier Jamaicans, and even a lot of them now younger generations. I mean, like, there's just one that I can pinpoint that's just a sellout, and that's Shansia. And that's just, she's like the only one. Like, Jada Kingdom, genuine to the culture, Spice, Skang, you got Skilly Bang, and a lot of them guys that they represent Jamaica to the fullest. They know that it's them being a part of this culture that blesses them, and they don't try to shit or piss on the culture, the country, you know, after they get to a certain level, like such bitch you did Bobby doing, because she was like listening in on my social media to my rants, and was just trying to copy shit that she'd never been through. Don't try to copy another person's personality or experiences, because like they're their experiences, not yours, and you're just gonna seem dumb as fuck. Like, I have reasons why I cuss Jamaicans out several times. What's your fucking reason? Jamaicans can be very colorist at times. Nobody was hating on you, bitch. Like, literally nobody was hating on you. But you start this smear campaign against Jamaicans and be talking, oh, Jamaicans illiterate. You're fucking illiterate because you were willing to go to a Diddy party and probably most likely allow Diddy to fondle or essay your son, okay, and ride your butt and all of that shit. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but you were against them kind of shit. I was always into kinky shit, but this is what I don't understand. I'm not saying that people are supposed to be confined to certain beliefs, but you're against certain shit, and all of a sudden you start hanging around Diddy, and you start talking about anal and shit like that. Wow. I mean, like, that's what you call soul selling. You sell your soul. You let your ass got rode, literally, um, like Megan the ass, so you could get record legal deals and money, and to be seen around certain people, and then you start spitting on your culture, your people, your country, the country you're from, and you start um, saying a lot of shit that should be left private out in the media, that is distasteful towards by people from your in your culture, even if you know that there are people in the culture who engages in that act. It's still not socially accepted by the culture. Still, shut the fuck up, okay? So, but like for the most part, Jamaicans are just like really proud of the culture and humble, and represents Jamaica to the fullest anywhere we go. Like even Diana King, even though she was SA when she was younger in Jamaica. You got Maxi Priest, he's awesome. You've got what's his name again? I saw him. He did that version of the Beatles song "All Out of Love." What's his name again? Andrew Donalds. I think his name is Andrew Donalds. Phenomenal voice and singer. I could go on and on and on. There's so many of them, guys. There's so many phenomenal Jamaican artists and singers and just performers. It's just wonderful. So, I understand the hate that Jamaicans get, but I also don't understand it because it's not our fault why we so great. And of course, you got the Queen Sia, uh, multifaceted being, starseed, alien, extraterrestrial, artificial intelligent, the phoenix firebird herself, you know, the mastermind, the multi talented, versatile, all powerful woman 666. And this is where I'm from. So, um, someone I don't remember, I'm trying to remember who mentioned it, that a lot of celebrities have their personal astrologers, and I think I mentioned this some time ago that you know some of them, that's how they know certain people are gonna rise to fame and are destined for certain things, and then they try to manipulate, the series of events in your life to taint you, but once something is destined for you, you will get it in spite of, and Vibes Carter understood that assignment. He knew, he knows, he understood that shit. Okay, we don't need them. They're not the true Illuminati. They're not the true Freemason. They're not the true Illuminates. They're assholes, pieces of shit, wannabes. Okay, and we know that. And their time has expired on the Wheel of Fortune, and it's time for them to get the fuck up out of the building. And that's what is happening now. Spirits are in the house, along with all the fucking industry plants that they planted along the way. So I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Namaste.